If you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, Grainger understands that you go to great lengths, and sometimes heights, to ensure the power is always flowing. Which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery. So you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And I'm reading this book on heartbreak. Oh my goodness. Just when I thought I was over certain things and certain people in my life, turns out I need a little bit more work. Y'all, hey, welcome to Lovely J Podcast. This is Coco, and I am here for real reading this book. I can't believe I'm actually focused on it, but I am. And I want to share just a little bit of it with you. I'm going to read one section of it with you. If you like this book and what I'm reading, go get it off the TikTok shop out of my showcase. Jamie the Advocate is my name on TikTok. Get it out of my showcase, okay? It's called Really Moving On, Healthy Ways to Let Go and Find Closure. This book is written by Pierre Alex Jeanty. He's a Haitian relationship coach, something like that. But anyways, because we don't want to be up all night reading, and it is late at night, 11:20 p.m. But I couldn't put this book down. That's why I'm picking it up, and I said I got to share this with others, because just when this already in this book, and I'm only on page 24, this book has already showed me a lot about closure that we often overlook. We can think that we have closed out something and still be attached to it. You get that? You could be closed it out, but you still got lingering something's going on. Whether it's emotions, feelings, imaginations, dreams. You know, you still got a little something going on. And so that's what I'm reading this for, to see what else I can see and learn. Who knows? I may talk about this in Kiva. But I want to share it with y'all first on Lovely J Podcast. Okay. It's okay. The part I'm reading off on page 24, because I'm not going to read this whole book, because you got to go get it off the TikTok shop, and it's less than $20, so it's no excuse why you cannot have this book in your list of things to read. Now, let's go on. Page 24. It's not supposed to be easy. Talking about relationships whenever you break up. When we get into a relationship, we start to invest ourselves, time, emotions, love, heart, and to some, our entire soul. How can pulling out ever be easy? How can it not be hard to detach yourself when you were so emotionally involved? It's never easy to have to detach yourself from someone you've joined yourself to, someone you grew to love. Oh man, you grew to love them. Then you got your heart broke. Oh, this is juicy. I'm sorry. It's juicy, but okay. You grew to love, to know their habits, to memorize their laugh, to recognize the smallest details about them. You can't just move on. Someone who's been part of your days and nights so easily. This is someone you were intimate with. You worked on being with. You gave your soul to. It's like gluing your hands or any body parts together, then trying to separate them. This will not be an easy task, free from burdens and consequences. What I am getting across is that this journey of letting go and moving forward will not be easy. It will not seem easy. It takes work. You will feel like giving up sometimes. You will feel like running away from the things you need to do to heal properly. You must put one foot ahead of the other to keep on moving until you reach your goal. Nothing easy ever gives satisfactory results. You're fighting for something that will take time, courage, and won't come at the drop of a hat. It'll take getting smacked and pushed down by all sorts of thoughts, opinions, feelings, and emotions. You may even find yourself back in their arms, running back into what you know, even when you know it isn't good for you. That is so true. I caught myself almost doing that. I sure did. I got thinking about it one of them hot, steamy nights, and then I was like, let me go. And then I was like, oh, no. Temptation will come, but don't mean we got to answer it. There will be countless things you face trying to close this chapter. You must face them head on and run through them instead of away from or around them. You know what? As I'm reading this, I'm thinking that you can use this with any relationship in your life. That's including bills, friendships that are toxic, any area of your life that's on the verge of trying to destroy you. You can use this with it. This solution that he's talking about right now, about not running from your fears but facing it head on. A lot of times the head on means you're going to get past that and get into greater grounds, better grounds, safer grounds. And sometimes when people see the storm, they run the opposite way, not realizing the storm is just going to follow you. It's going to chase you. Run into the storm. Run into the storm. I'm talking about this storm of life. Now, the physical storms, yeah, it's the same thing. If you run away from it, it's going to follow you around sometimes. And sometimes you just run through it and you're over with it. Just like that. Okay, the only time you'll hear the word easy mentioned concerning heartbreak is from the mouths of people who aren't counting the cost of which they speak. People can only imagine but not feel the weight of the current state you are in. It's vital that I mention this to you while telling you it's not going to be easy, because some will subconsciously try to convince you that things being hard are because something is wrong with you. Those people will say things like, you should move on. You deserve better. Turning the page. Time heals all wounds. Let go and let God. I'm sure you're familiar with the list of popular sayings floating around the internet. They'll throw those bandage words thinking they are problem solvers when you're trying to break free from a broken heart and put that relationship in the past. That's the advice of well-meaning people who aren't currently sitting with a shattered heart, trying to make sense of it all and find the best way to heal. It's easy to give the best directions to someone who is playing the game when you're just spectating. It's easy to give directions when you aren't the one who is lost. A wise man I know once said, my stubbed toe hurts me more than your gunshot. A weird proverb, but the point stands. What you are going through hurts you more than anyone else is hurt right now, despite the fact some are facing worse challenges. The well-meaning people aren't in your shoes. They aren't fighting the emotional battles you are. They aren't doing the crying, losing their appetite, feeling betrayed by that person right now. You are. They may have been there, but they aren't there right now. It's not real to them at this moment. It's painful, it's loud, it's consuming to you. The last thing you need is advice that makes you feel like, oh, sorry, y'all. The yos always, when I try to talk, make you feel like they are trying to silence your reality. Don't let their well-meaning words sit in your ears for too long. I am saying this because I've been on both sides. I used to be one of those well-meaning people who soon realized that being detached from the pain makes it easy to say things that being on the other side I realized were discouraging and misleading. I keep using the term well-meaning people because a lot of people don't realize how detrimental their advice can be to your journey. Some just want you to know they've endured worse and survived. This is a way for some to tell you that you can do it because they've done it. Unfortunately, another group will tell you to suck it up, get over it. It's a way to softly tell you only weak people stay down like this. They are wrong. They aren't being realistic. They are brushing over real issues. I hope I made it clear to you that it's not going to be close to being easy. It will help you to approach this journey more prepared to go to war to pick up the pieces. There will be no misconceptions that the result you desire will come in without a strong fight. It'll be hard, but you can do it. Secondly, people will come with their opinions about your pain, but you don't have to accept them. It's almost unpreventable. It's a norm in our society for people to speak with the mentality that this should be a quick sting, like it's a childish stage you are experiencing instead of a real life thing you are dealing with. Some treated heartbreak that way, which is why they haven't found healing themselves. Letting those opinions and that mindset settle in has helped too many people fall faster into denial and unhealthy coping methods to not warn you about them. You can't skip the process. Part of it is going through the hurt. I've been asked numerous times before, how do I get over them? I don't want to feel this anymore. It's a natural reaction to want to run from the pain, trying to find the easiest route out of your current reality. The entire first part of learning to move on properly as acknowledging the task at hand is one not easily achieved. Despite the pain, one must choose the best way to deal with it. It's there because what you had was a real life event that takes real work. Don't let people discredit the reality of it, and you should choose not to run away from it. Let knowing that it's not easy become your fuel. Gear yourself up to fight for your joy, your smile, your happiness, and your love back. Oh, that's all of that one. And then it goes on to, it's not supposed to happen fast. And we're not going to read that, because you need to go get this book off of TikTok. We're just not going to read it like that. Go get it. It's waiting for you. So those of you that are dealing with a broken heart, you can handle yourself. For the most part, it's helped me to open my eyes up and see that there are some little glitches in my eyesight in how I see things versus how reality of things really are. The reality of things is there's still a piece of me that is just really upset. Like, I look back and you know what? That's why I don't like going by looks, because you go by looks, you may look better than a person, and yet the person you with may treat other people better than you, or end up with somebody they end up cheating with somebody that looks worse than you, and that hurts worse than anything, to know that they chose somebody that looks like that over somebody that looks like me. And that's not, I think that's a thing for a lot of people. A lot of people who have broken hearts, that's why it stays so long. That's why it hurts so bad, because we see what you left us for. We see who you left us for. They wasn't even disciplined about themselves. They weren't even trying to have a life. These men be leaving their women for women who care nothing about life. These women are out there in the streets. They're not even trying to straighten themselves up. But the man you with will love a dirty woman quicker than he will a clean woman. And that's because within inside of him, he already knows he got issues that he brought to the table. He got insecurities that he brought to the table. He think he ugly. That's why he run back. Because that's how he thinks and feels about himself. And I'm not putting down any women that's in the street, because God can change anybody. But I have to use it as an example and tell the truth about it. It's like I was doing everything I could do. I was working. I was going to church. I was being loyal. Wasn't out here cheating. Wasn't in the streets. If at the time when I was in a relationship, I was a drinker. So if I drank any alcohol and things, I wasn't partying at clubs. I was partying at home. And I wasn't disrespectful like that. But it didn't stop the man from going and getting the lady that was on drugs. I even started doing drugs to try to keep up with the man. And he still chose. You think that finding somebody on drugs, it can't get no worse, right? Because I'm doing the drugs and he doing the drugs too. And our mindset is such a pea size. We don't think at all when we're doing things like that. But I was on drugs, he was on drugs, and then he go cheat on me with women that was on drugs. The difference was I was a clean addict, which meant, I wasn't out here prostituting or anything to get my fixes. I was, as I said, I was working during the time. So I wasn't out here selling my body to get my fix. Where here they was selling their body to get their fix. And I really just think that comes with the territory. Some of these men actually really do love women who just don't want to take care of themselves. Because they have low self-esteem and those women aren't going to tell them, hey, get up and go to work. Hey, we need the light bill paid. Those women not going to tell them that. But they going to spend money on that woman. That woman who looks trashy that you keep putting down, that's the woman they going to spend money on. While they take yours, they're going to take your money to spend on that woman that you can't like, that you don't like. And that's hurtful. That's hurtful to know that as good as you thought you looked, makeup done, hair, nails done, toes done, legs just a shining, pretty big and brown. Figure is okay. If you is plump, you looking good with it. Everybody telling you looking good with it except him. I remember the guys where he always just called me pie face. And he made me... I stopped wearing Maybelline makeup because of him. He came to my home and he found out what kind of makeup I wore, which was Maybelline at the time. And at that time, I think I only wore like eyeliner. And I did wear the base and things. I did. I used to have a full out, who am I kidding? I had a full out face of makeup and now it's like I haven't done it in so long. But I used to wear a full face of makeup until this guy came and spent the night with me. And he saw that my makeup brand was Maybelline. And every time we got in an argument, he said, take that damn Maybelline off. People see how you really look. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And he was saying this around his friends, his family. And he was calling me Miss Maybelline. And he used Maybelline to insult me. I stopped wearing Maybelline for 20-some years. Stopped buying Maybelline. I just brought my first purchase of Maybelline foundation last month in over 20 years. And when I looked at it, I really didn't want to put it on because all I could think about and hear in my head was Maybelline pie face. Maybelline pie face. Because that's what he would say to me. You take that Maybelline off. Look at that pie face. Big round, cuss with it and stuff. Big round face and just really put me down about makeup. But then here comes a woman who was on drugs and very well known prostitutes, might I add. Hair not done, not even wearing shoes. Just come up barefooted, walking in the sand. Shorts all the way up in the butt, shirts raggedy, dirty, and you could tell they'd been out all night long. You could tell that woman had been out all night long tricking because you could smell it on her. But here he was. That man wanted her. That was the scent he wanted. He didn't want no good smelling woman. No woman with perfume. I even stopped wearing perfume. I just got my first bottle of perfume last month. My first bottle of perfume. I stopped buying perfume because he would yell at me so bad that my head would start hurting. I couldn't wear it. But that woman with those women that he was dealing with, they could come up and smell like purity sex. And y'all know if a person's had some nasty sex, you know how bad that smell, right? It can go straight from a natural body odor to some type of, you can smell infection. Let me put it like that. You can smell sin. Sin has a stinking smell. You can smell it. And it's, it's so horrible. Why am I covering my nose up right now like I'm smelling it? But on the real, though, they would be so stinking, but that's the one he would go for. It'd be like, meet me down the road. And slip out the door to go meet him. And here I was. Sitting up here, fixed up in all this Maybelline. Because wearing makeup was something that I loved to do. That was just in me. Because me and my sister, I got one sister that we used to always just wear makeup. And that was just something I liked to do. To enhance my looks. Since I was young, I like makeup. But sorry about the yawns, y'all. It is late. I am tired. But I'm going to keep talking for you for a minute. That man wanted that woman. My mouth dry, too. If you hear me swallowing, it's because my mouth is dry. That man wanted that woman. And that's what breaks the heart so bad. That's what keeps the woman holding on for that hope that one day he'll just look back and say that I'm beautiful too. Cause see, this is the thing about it too. The woman that is prostituting out there, she can walk around like that, she can smell like that, but he gonna throw expectations on you, but no expectations on her. And he gonna tell you, because you my girlfriend, because you my wife, you gotta do better than that. But yet he's sleeping around with people that's not better than that. Come on now, that's double standards. That's hypocrisy. Did I say that right? It's a hypocrite mindset. It's an unstable mindset to want something from me, and you out here getting it like that from somebody else. No. So that was part of the hurt that hurts really bad when you see who they cheating with. Because they know the rumors that have been around on that person, and they still willing to risk the relationship to be with that person. And that's the breaking part. That's the part that hurts. Like, I don't know. It's some getting over it and getting through it. But it do take a while. I remember just laying in my bed, and I said, dang. That's why he came in stinking. I mean, I had to have a whole big talk with myself. Because, you can smell stuff on a man. Any woman knows her own scent. But when it's not her own scent, she knows that somebody's done did something. That he's done been outside of the house. That's what I call it. He been outside of the house. Which means he planted somebody else cookies. And they stink. And ain't no telling what they got. But anyways, that's what makes it so hard to really sit back and let go. Makes it hard to close the door, because the question most women want to know is why? Why? Why did you choose her over me? Why did you break up our friendship, our relationship? We weren't just in a relationship, we were friends. I can't be friends with you now. I remember saying that to who I used to call my homeboy. I said, I can't even be your friend now because I can't trust you. And I was serious about it. I couldn't even be his friend because the whole last 8-9 years was a whole lie. It was a lie. The whole time, we weren't on one accord. He was playing one accord role, but the real truth was we wasn't on one accord. So that was hurtful. And then to see who he left me for. When I saw who he left me for, I was like, what? Oh my God. And then my second say, I said, before I made my exit, I said, well, I must be ugly because every woman I see you done been with, they don't look like all that. I mean, that's why that made me think I was ugly because the women he chose, I mean, really, they didn't look. I'm not saying they ugly, but for him to be acting as bougie as he was acting, the women weren't that cute. No offense to you, no cute women, but they was not that cute. And it just made me feel all bad again. Now, with him, I wasn't even wearing Maybelline. And now, shoot. Now, I was like, I'm not wearing makeup ever again. Because these guys out here choosing women that don't even look. They're not even going by looks anymore. They never have. I just never paid attention to it. But I was like, I'm not wearing makeup anymore. So, when I started working out in 2020, I stopped wearing makeup. Yeah, I stopped wearing makeup because of that. I started back to wear makeup. That was a long 5, but that's what I did for about 5 years. I did not wear makeup. And I started back my wearing makeup this year sometime around March, I think. February, March. No, it was March. March, I started back wearing full out makeup. For the TikTok shows that I was doing, the lives and all that. I started back wearing the makeup, and I was like, girl, you know what? You're not bad as you thought you was. You don't look as bad as you thought you did, and you feeling better. Man, we have to stop comparing ourselves to other women, and this book was just opening up my eyes to how I did let go. For the most part, I let 80% of what I was going through, I let go and found closure for that 80% in a healthy way. But there was still a little percent that was lingering behind that I wasn't allowing myself to feel everything that I really needed to feel. Like, I really felt like, if I be honest, I told you, I felt like I looked better than the women. I felt like I was putting in the work more harder than the women. And that was the biggest problem, was that I was putting in the work. It was one-sided. Everything about what I had been through was one-sided. See, we women got to learn how to stop doing it all. When a man come along, they don't really, I mean, you got some of them that want to depend on women, but for the most part, you get a man and you end up trying to act like you know it all. Sometimes you do gotta act like you don't know hardly nothing in order to really keep the fire going. Because if you know too much, that reminds them of you've been in a relationship before, you've been traumatized before, and a lot of guys don't like to have to deal with women who are that independent because you're not going to let them be a man. And some of these men don't want to be they don't want to touch into that female side, that feminine thing that's going around now. They don't want to be that. They want to be a man's man, and women will not let them. So that thing jumps to another subject then. If you won't let him be a man, he going to go somewhere where he do feel like a man, where he can pay for something, even if it is the $40. And that's what happens. They'll go where they can feel like, well, hey, I'm in control of this right here. And that woman will let him be in control because he's paying her for her time. And that's what he wants to feel. That's why she makes him feel good, because he gets to do what he wants to do. He gets to be the man of that hour, or for however long they together. That's why men like side chicks. They like side chicks until they want to be the girlfriend or the wife. And then that's when it's a big turnoff for them. And they'll leave you quick. No attachments. They will leave quick. The moment you start trying to go a little bit further and it starts feeling like work to them that they're not ready to commit to, Yep, they gone. Anyways, the name of the book again is Healthy Ways to Let Go and Find Closure by Pierre Alex Jeanty. And no, the name of it is Really Move It On. And then it says Healthy Ways to Let Go and Find Closure. Pierre Alex Jeanty. If you want this book, you can go to TikTok on my showcase, which is Jamie the Advocate. And you see how much it didn't open up on me. And I'm only on the 24 pages. Jamie the Advocate. You'll find it in my showcase. Or you could just look for it on Google. You don't have to, get it from me. As long as you're getting what you need from it. That's my concern. So this world can get better. We need people getting better. So get it any way you can. Alright, y'all. I gotta go. This heartburn is really got me belching. I don't know why I got heartburn. I keep wanting to say click on the link below. That's how much I've said that. But I will talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow. Until next time, peace, love, and happiness.